Hey guys, Darren Collier, Coach of Wise Ocean Pods, and welcome back to another episode of this week's Captains video. On today's episode, we'll be quickly going through my top 10 captains of round 3 and who you should be selecting as your captain for this week. So, straight into it, just quickly reviewing how I went last week. So, I scored the 1907 points, 90th overall for the week. So, up to, 90th for the week and 105th overall so far, so not too bad. What really hurt me this week is just the order. Pretty much, I had everyone that went really well. Just the order hurt me a little bit with Josh Dunkley there, with the lowest of my top 5 at number 1. Realistically, if I just had Rosie number 1, it would have been much better and would have pushed me further up the rank. So overall, really great. If you had any of these options, you would have been happy. I would have expected. So yeah, doing really well there. The only one I guess I didn't put on this list, who probably should have been there, was Jack McRae, but that's hindsight. You're never going to expect someone to go 150 sometimes. It was a good matchup, but we just hadn't seen that ceiling from him yet. But as a sneaky pick, he is definitely going to be one that features a lot throughout the season. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, plan to back him in a little bit more often. So let's go straight into what my top 5 captain picks are for round 3. And speaking of the man, it is Jack McRae up there at number 1. He has the best matchup in the league at the moment against Richmond Tigers. He went 153 last week in a not so easy matchup, which was against the Cats, which is an easy matchup, but it's not the best matchup, I must say. If I quickly show you... I'll show you this if I can find it properly. Inside mids, and this is just shows like the common stats against particular midfielders. So Richmond plus 5.105, sorry, 5.55. So that is a really good matchup. Not the best matchup, but still a really good matchup to go against. And he has shown an absolute big ceiling. So I'm expecting a massive score from him. I'm probably saying it's going to be a minimum 130. I just don't see a world where he goes underneath that. He loves the tackle, he loves the mark, and we know he can rack up the pill quite simply. So he should go really well there. So I'll be backing him in as my VC or C this week. Number 2 is his teammate in Rowan Marshall. He is back and he is dominating the league at this point in time. Had the game on the weekend against Sam de Koning, the Cats, and scored a 142. He comes up against Nank this week, and Nank is a very good matchup for Ruckman, and in the past, Royal Marshall has absolutely battered him. So he should be very good there. So he is number 2. He should probably get 130 as well. Number 3, I have the man that I backed in last week, and that is Josh Dunkley. He has got the Geelong Cats, and we saw what St Kilda were able to do to them last week, and this is at the Gabba again. It's going to be quite a wet weather game, so I think Josh Dunkley's got to get a fair bit of tackles and just get the ball out there a fair bit. So I'm expecting to have a pretty big game. I'd probably say he's going to get a 120 quite simply. Hopefully he does a bit better than what he did last week, just with slowing down too much in the back half. But yeah, backing him at number 3 there. Number 4 is probably a bit of an interesting pick, and that is Andy Brayshaw. He has got the easiest matchup in the league against the West Coast Eagles over there in the Western Derby. They love to give up points to midfielders at the moment, so he will go very well there and definitely will bounce back. Probably have him over Sarong. I think he probably gets more tackles than what Sarong does at this point in time. So yeah, really liking what he can do there. I'm also expecting West Coast probably not going to be as competitive as they were last week, so that should mean they get plenty more points than what the likes of Neil and Dunkley and Ashcroft got last week. So yeah, I'm expecting him to bounce back and hit that sort of 115 sort of zone. And then I've thrown in Connor Rosie at number 5, just because he is playing Essendon. We've seen what Essendon's been giving up to pretty recently. Obviously, Dawson on the weekend went the 136, and a lot of the other midfielders got plenty of points against them, like Saligo. Crouch got 130, Saligo got the 101. It's just Rankin was on track for 110 before he got subbed as well. So there is just so much points available against Essendon. Yes, there's probably a small flag of a potential tag with Durham on Rosie, which we didn't really see a huge amount on Dawson, but yeah, I think, yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen too much. Essendon really need to focus on their own football because they're winning it out of stoppage. That's not the issue. It's just the managing to actually score from that inside 50s is their problem at the moment. So, like Rosie there, the player that I haven't snuck into the list is Jordan Dawson, who is also highly expected to be a good pick. He is up against North. North are surprisingly becoming a bit of a tougher match. Not tough matchup, I should say, but a neutral matchup. They're not essentially a massive selection to go with them, right? So if you're looking at the last couple of weeks, they played Melbourne on the weekend. You saw the likes of Oliver. He had the 114, 36 touches, kicked the goal and had five marks and very little tackles is the surprising thing for Melbourne. So which is what I think Jordan Dawson's going to rely on a little bit. I don't know if that's just North being a bit slicker with their handball, so they're not giving away those tackle numbers as much as what a lot of other teams are doing at the moment. They're just a bit cleaner by hand. And even in round one, when they faced the Western Bulldogs, the highest scorer for them was Liberatore at 108. So not massive scores against them. So I'm not expecting a massive score from Jordan Dawson this week. At most, probably a 120. But yeah, I'm not expecting a big ceiling of 130, 140s this week, unfortunately. So I have got him a little bit down the list at the moment. Tristan Cherry, I'm just not going there against Adelaide. Riley O'Brien has been a bit of a tough matchup. He is red on the scale at the moment. So I just don't think he's going to get a massive score. He maybe just be a solid 100, 105 sort of dude. But yeah, probably not that ceiling that we're looking for. Tom de Koning's probably one to unfortunately just miss out in my top 10 against English. He has obviously gone really well so far this season. But English is not the biggest pushover ruck, especially when you're looking at this from a body perspective. I think these guys are much more closely matched up where both of them have a pretty good leap. Both of them are pretty good at being aerobic, so I think they'll be able to go stride for each other, and that probably just means there's not as much pull for each other than what there has been previously when TDK has gone up against a bit of a brutier ruckman where he's able to run them off their feet, get those extra touches, get those extra outside ball transition points that we're used to seeing. So he just misses out on the top 10 there for me. Dane Zorko sneaks in just in the 10. He would be higher if it wasn't for the wet weather game. If it doesn't come true and by the weekend all the weather sort of clears, then he would definitely jump up in my my captain picks and probably sneaks into my top 5. But just with the wet weather, it's probably going to be a bit more of a tackle fest than it is a chip mark, which we typically see what Zorko getting amongst it is. So yeah, he may need to spend a bit more time back, which doesn't allow him to get the pull as much. So he just sneaks in there at number 10. Nasai Wangani Malira sneaks in at number 8. Got, again, Richmond. We've seen what the likes of Port Adelaide were able to do on the weekend where they had massive amount of numbers in the back half there with Farrell going 114, Evans went 107, and even I think a Sin went 102 or something like that. So these guys that typically aren't the biggest scorers all went triple figures. So he should be in for a pretty big one. He should probably get 115 at a minimum. So he could be a captain option for you there. And obviously is a great trade-in target if you haven't already looked at it already. Not looking at merit this week against Port Adelaide is a very tough matchup. Probably gets a bit of attention from the likes of Drew. But he has started the season on fire with kicking, I think, 7 goals or something like that so far this season. And had well over 30 touches. So yeah, he is obviously an elite footballer, as we all know. Anderson just misses out against Melbourne. It is a nice matchup, but it is away from home. So, yeah, just not super confident on that one just yet. But, yeah, definitely is a bit of a smoky one if you want to go there. Not going Whitfield against Hawks. That's just not a matchup that I want to be going with. Yeah, at Tassie, I just don't think it's going to be that fruitful, but it could prove me wrong. Sarong sitting there at number 7 for me. Just, again, nice matchup. He needs to prove that he can bounce back and bump up that average. He's going to get plenty of disposals, so he should be one to easily sneak into the 100, 110 sort of zone. Sinclair just misses out, similarly with his teammates in Jack Steele. Yeah, I just think with McRae in there, I'm definitely going to back McRae in before I look at these two, and same with Wangini Malira. They've just shown a bit more of a ceiling at this point in time, I think. So, yeah, those two just miss out. Harry Sheasel against Adelaide. Adelaide's actually a pretty tough matchup across the line, so I just don't think I'm looking at that matchup at all. I think it's going to be quite a tight contest between those two, probably a bit closer than what people are expecting. So, yeah, I'm just not really looking at that one. Liberatore against Carlton is actually a pretty decent matchup, and he could go pretty well if you have him, but I think you probably have better options that are probably more trusted than the likes of Liberatore, but he should be in for a good game. But just to quickly finish off my top 10, so just recapping again, McRae was 1, Marshall was 2, Dunkley was 3, Brayshaw was 4, Rosie was 5, and then I had Dawson at 6, Sarong at 7, Wangini Malira at 8. And then I had Clayton Oliver at 9 against the... Who are they playing? They're playing some nice matchup. The Gold Coast Suns in Melbourne, so at the MCG, he should go really well there. Obviously, he is looking like he is back to the old Clayton Oliver ways at the moment, scoring that 114 against... I keep forgetting the matchups. Against North on the weekend. So he should go really well in a bit of a better matchup. Probably just don't trust him just yet to put the C on him. Just want to look for that ceiling. But he's probably just a solid 110 sort of dude this weekend. And like I said, Zorko is in there at number 10. Petrarca probably just misses out, but just because he hasn't shown much of a ceiling. I think he's gone, 95 and 89 to the start of the season. So, again, just doesn't have that ceiling just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he pops a 120 this week. So, if you have him, hold him there. Besides that, Luke Jackson could be in for a pretty decent game on the weekend against West Coast Ruckman in Bailey Williams, maybe, or Archer Reed, or Finn... what's his name? Matt Flynn, if he plays. Who knows what they're doing with the Rucks at the moment. So, yeah, definitely keep that in mind, but probably only a 1 week sort of look for him because Sean Darcy's back very soon, so probably not looking at that. So, plenty of captain options to look at this week. I'll probably go with a line of 120 this week, in my opinion. So, I'm looking at going McRae as my VC just because I am damaged. He has hurt me quite a bit over the last couple of years, so I just don't super trust him with the C just yet, even though it should be much better. So I'll go probably with him with the VC, and then I'll probably go into the likes of a Dawson just with the trusted 110, 120 sort of range. So line's probably going to be about 120. I have thought about going Rosie as VC on the Thursday night into McRae, but like I said, I just don't know if I trust McRae just yet to honour that C badge at the moment. So hopefully you'll go well. Hopefully you've got some insight in this video. I probably should quickly throw this up again. I don't know why I got rid of it. Hopefully this is right. And who was the last one? Rosie, that's right. So yeah, that is my top 5. Looking at some of the other experts, Roy DT has Dawson at number 1. Yeah, so all very similar. So yeah, hopefully you guys go well this week, and I'll catch you guys next week for the team review. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.